Hello, I'm Laurie Strong, and I'll be discussing the importance of having a collection policy in the school library and issues that can arise from self censorship. A librarian has many responsibilities, but one that guides many of them is the creation and annual updating of a collection policy. In Martis's book, The Collection Program in Schools Concepts and Practices, she highlights many reasons why a collection policy is important, but I will focus on the three I deem most essential. First, a clear policy helps facilitate selecting quality materials for the library and can provide guidance in how those materials should be acquired. For a new librarian coming to a new school or district, this is especially crucial to help guide purchases and know what the needs of the school community are. Criteria should be established that look at each item as part of the whole. Is the item current? Does it appeal to students or teachers? Can it be applied to the curriculum? Is it in a needed format? Does it already have that item? Should it be purchased electronically? Another aspect that should be taken into consideration is district input. Do you use particular vendors or jobbers? In his article, Children's Collection Development Good Books or Books Kids Like, Todd Kyle analyzes how we grow our collection as well through books that kids actually like. He lists some aspects of quality books, such as evocative narration, well developed themes, effective plots, believable characters, and effective read aloud qualities. Sometimes we may see a book and think that it's not quality literature, but in the end, if it has some of these qualities, what really matters is, do the kids like this book and want to read it? If the answer is yes, then it is probably a good purchase for the library. Any book that students are motivated to read and is constantly checked out is worth having in our collection. In conjunction with acquiring new materials, another important reason to have a policy in place is to know how to handle weeding and the systematic evaluation of the collection. In order to make room for new and current materials, others must go. A clear policy on this matter will help guide the librarian to make these decisions and determine where weeded items will go. How do you determine which books are weeded? Are there specific reports or guidelines that your school follows? Will they be offered to classroom teachers or to students or donated to an organization? Some districts have policies that weeded materials must be offered to other schools first, and a new librarian would not know this without a clear policy. Last is what I think to be the most important reason to have a clear and updated collection policy, and that is to guide in handling complaints and protect intellectual freedom. Books are being challenged on a more frequent basis, and from parents at both elementary and secondary schools. As a new librarian, it would be ideal to have specific steps to follow when an item is challenged, especially as those steps usually vary between districts. Martis adds that a collection policy could include official documents such as the Library Bill of Rights, which is written and amended by the American Library Association Council. This could be really beneficial and help support your stance of intellectual freedom should you receive complaints about anything in the library's collection. All students have a right to intellectual freedom. In her article, Self-Censorship and Associational Life in the Liberal Academy, Chamley Wright talks about how self-censorship is a well-documented problem. 61% of students believe their campus climate prevent them from expressing their views for fear of offending others, and it is highest among those who do not conform to the politically progressive views of their peers. There is a type of velvet glove tyranny in the form of social pressure to stay within the bounds of sanctioned opinion. Because there is no policy oriented solution, students fear they will be excluded from social life and choose to self censor instead. The problem with this is, as Mill warns, when we lose the habit of engaging in intellectual challenge, truth claims are understood lazily and unclearly, and the slow death of intellectual life begins. Chamley Wright goes on to discuss that we need to be able to challenge each other's thoughts in a civil and dignified way, or we will lose the ability to make intellectual progress. I learned from this article that it is very important that we teach our students that their opinion matters. They need to feel that every voice is equal and every opinion is significant. We need to teach by example how to listen respectfully, how to correct a mistake appropriately, and how to critique in a way that uplifts. They need to see us accepting feedback from our colleagues with grace and dignity. They need to see us interacting respectfully with other adults who may not have the same opinion as us. By doing so, they will learn that it is okay to voice an opposing opinion. It is important as librarians to be aware of our own biases because we represent the school as a whole, and we are forming a collection for our entire school community, not just for ourselves. No matter our thoughts about certain issues, we need to make sure that all are represented in our collection and all students can find themselves mirrored in that collection. Here are my references, and thanks to Pin Clip Art for all the fun graphics.